Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to see Merchant of Venice, Act 2, Scene 2. This scene is in Venice, a street. Last scene, Act 2, Scene 1 was taking place in Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Here, again, this scene is shifting from Belmont to Venice. This scene can be divided into three parts. In the first part, Shylock's servant Launcelot Gobbo debates with himself as to whether he should leave Shylock's household to take up service with Bassanio. Seeing his blind father, he cracks some jokes with him. In the second part, he meets Bassanio and Bassanio agrees to employ him. In the third section, Gratiano requests Bassanio to let him go with him to Belmont. He assures Bassanio of good conduct here. Like this, we can divide this entire scene into three parts. The first scene, when the Launcelot Gobbo is debating with himself whether to run away or not of the service of Shylock. The second part, Launcelot meets with Bassanio and requests for a new job. The third part, Gratiano asks Bassanio to let him also to accompany Bassanio when he go to Belmont. So in the opening scene, we will see Launcelot. He is referred to as a clown. He is a servant of Shylock. He tells the audience that he is thinking about running away from his master, whom he describes as a devil. However, he cannot make up his mind whether to run away or not, because his conscience makes him guilty when he thinks about leaving Shylock. Launcelot says this to the audience. The devil, which is standing in his elbow, tempts him and saying, Gobbo, Launcelot, Gobbo, good Launcelot, or good Gobbo, or good Launcelot Gobbo. Use your legs, make a good start and run away. But his consciousness says, no, take care, honest Launcelot, take care, honest Gobbo. Do not run. The devil compels him to move, but the consciousness is not allowing him to run away. Consciousness says, Launcelot, do not move. At last Launcelot says, Devil, you advise me well. If I am guided by my consciousness, I should stay with my master, the Jew, who is a kind of devil myself. To run away from the Jew, I should be guided by this friend, who with due respect is the devil himself. Certainly, the Jew is a very devil in human flesh. Because of that, my consciousness offers me very hard advice in advising me to stay with the Jew. The devil gives me the more friendly advice. I shall run away, devil. My legs are at your service. I will run. Launcelot was alone in the stage and he was telling these all things to the audience, acting as he is talking to himself. Meanwhile, Launcelot's father, an old man named Gobbo, arrives with a basket. He is nearly completely blind and cannot see Launcelot clearly. Gobbo asks his son which way leads to Jew's house, meaning Shylock's house. He mentioned that he is searching for his son Launcelot. Launcelot decides to have some fun with his father, and so he pretends to know a Master Launcelot, a term for a gentleman's son, not a servant. He informs Gobbo that Master Launcelot is dead. Gobbo asks Launcelot, by not understanding that this is his son Launcelot, Gobbo is asking the way to our Shylock's house. Gobbo knows that Launcelot is working in Shylock's house as a servant. So after a long time, he is here to visit his son. Gobbo is partially or fully blind, so he can't see our Launcelot clearly. By understanding that my father is blind, Launcelot planned to make some fun. He called himself as Master Launcelot. Meanwhile, the Gobbo says, Sir, he is not to be called master because he is the son of a poor man. Lancelot says, well, whatever his father may be, we are talking about young Master Lancelot. And Lancelot says, the Master Lancelot, gone to heaven. Gobbo expresses that the boy was the very stiff of his old age, his sole prop. Gobbo is clearly upset by this, and Lancelot kneels down in front of him and asks his father for his blessing. Gobbo at first does not believe that Lancelot is really his son, but then he feels his head and recognizes him. Lancelot tells his father that he is running away from the service of Shylock and that he will turn into a Jew himself if he stays there much longer. Gobbo has brought a present for Shylock, but Lancelot instead convinces his father to give it to Bassanio, whom Lancelot hopes to have as his new master. Meanwhile, Bassanio comes onto stage at that moment, accepting the gift of doves, and tells Lancelot that he may leave Shylock and join his service. He then orders one of the men to get Lancelot a new uniform to wear and sends Lancelot away. Gratiano arrives and tells Bassanio that he wants to join him on the trip to Belmont, where Bassanio plans to go and woo Portia. Bassanio feels that Gratiano is too loud and rude and asks him if he will be able to act more appropriately. Gratiano says that he can and that he will put a sober habit. Bassanio then agrees to take him to Belmont. There ends this scene. So dear students, try to find out the answers for your workbook exercises.